On today's tech tip, we're going to be showing you how to add an additional mailbox to your already configured Outlook for Office 365 on Windows 10. Now this is taking under the assumption that you already have your Outlook configured with one or multiple mailboxes. Let's open your Outlook, navigate up to the File and left click, navigate down to Add Account and left click. Now you'll see the Outlook window has populated requesting an email address. You may already find that an email address has displayed there. You need to delete that and you need to add the additional email address that you've been provided by SimplifyingIT. Let's put that email into there, and then importantly you need to select Advanced Options and then tick the box, let me set up my account manually. Now click Connect. This can take a little while to populate and you'll have a number of additional options. We need to make sure that we select the right one, but please be patient as this can take a little while. Now this window's populated, you must select Exchange-13 or earlier. Left click that option now. Again, depending on the speed of your connection, it can take a little while for this next page to populate. Now this step is very important. Please note, it's trying to connect to the new email that you are configuring, but you'll note that it will often detect the old settings or credentials for the previous email account that you've already got configured. So it's very important that you click More Choices. You then select Use a Different Account. You now need to enter the username exactly as it was provided to you by SimplifyingIT, including the domain name. I'm going to put that into that field now, and you must make sure that it says Cloud13, all in capitals, with a backslash, and then your unique username. The username that we've entered here is for testing purposes, so you must make sure that you change that field with the unique username that you've been provided. We can now go ahead and enter the password into the password field. We can then tick the box to remember my credentials and then click OK. Now this will have a think for a little bit, and then once correct, we'll see that we've got some options. Make sure that used cache mode is ticked, and then you can navigate the scroll bar all the way to the right so that it will synchronize all of your mail. Now click Next, and it should tell you that your account was successfully added if you've entered all the details correctly. You can now click Done, and we're going to need to restart Outlook in order for those settings to take effect. So let's close Outlook down. Let's open Outlook back up. You may find in some instances that it's going to request some additional information again, as we can see here. Now once again, make sure that you check exactly what it's trying to connect to. You can see that it's done exactly what it did a number of steps before. We're trying to connect to the old email in this instance, which is the howto@simplifyingit, not the new email that we've entered. So make sure you click More Choices, click Use a Different Account. You're going to need to populate the fields with the previous account details provided by SimplifyingIT or potentially your other mail provider if you're running email separate to SimplifyingIT. So now let's enter the details specific to the email that it's requesting up here. In this instance, we're putting in Cloud13 / simplify.howto, as that is specific to this account. This may be different in your instance if you're using email accounts from other providers, and you will need to contact them for that information if you don't have it on hand. If you are using additional SimplifyingIT mailboxes, this information will be correct and you'll need to put in your unique username. If you don't know those details, please reach out to the SimplifyingIT support team. Now we can put the password in the correct password field. We can then tick the box to remember my credentials and click OK. We may in some instances have the new mailbox that we've added pop up requesting additional information. If so, please follow those same steps so that you can proceed to the next window. In this instance, it looks like it's saved all the information. We can close down these dialog boxes. Once again, I request that you close your Outlook, open your Outlook one more time just to make sure that the settings have saved. And if everything's worked correctly, you won't have this dialog box. However, in this instance, it is wanting the new email that we've configured one more time. This is where a lot of users get stuck because you are prompted for the password and credentials, and this makes the users think that they haven't completed some steps correctly. That's not the case. This is just Outlook wanting to authenticate the username and password for a number of stages in the configuration. So let's now click More Choices. Let's click Use a Different Account. And as it's wanting to connect to the new email, we need to put in those details. So let's get the new email details that we need to enter. In this instance, it's going to be all in capitals, cloud13 / simplify.newemail. Obviously, you'll be putting in your unique username here. We can now go ahead and get the password. We can put the password in this field, tick the box to remember my credentials, and then select OK. Everything looks like it's working, so now let's close Outlook one more time. Let's open Outlook, and if everything has been successful, we should have now successfully configured our Outlook with multiple email accounts. Just remember, this process can be a little convoluted. If you've got lots of mailboxes set up, you may need to re-input the details multiple times, but just take your time. Have a look and see what the dialog box is telling you. Don't get confused and read the email address in question. And as always, if ever you're stuck, reach out to the Simplifying IT support team. Thanks so much. We hope you've enjoyed today's tech tips, and that's all for now.